Welcome back to the Tiger Network for the men's edition of Trinity University for Centenary College. It's the Tigers versus the Gentlemen. And hopefully we will have a clean-mannered game in Calguard Gym. I am Reed Rosales, joined by Annika Saenz. Annika, every game is a tough test. Centenary has always tested the Tigers in SCAC play. Last year's SCAC tournament champions trying to defend their title. It's gonna be an interesting one.
It is, and I feel like in the men's game, every opportunity that any team from the SCAC conference meets on the court, it could go any way. I mean, we saw it last night against the Ozarks. It really could have gone any which way prior to 3 minutes towards the end of the game. And obviously, the Tigers ended it well. But it was a nail-biter, especially going into the last minute and a half. It was a pretty physical game, to which I thought the Tigers responded well. Obviously, I'm pretty sure combined, there was like 35 fouls between the two teams. So we'll see if this is just as physical of a game. The Gents will win the tip.
Jacoby Greenleaf, the 6'4" senior out of Houston, Texas, the winner of the tip against Ty Williams. Collier goes up, mouth back to Craig Collier. Loses the ball in the hands of Ty Williams. Tigers run down the court. Millie falls down. It'll remain Tiger ball.
I want to do a little spin move, but there was secondary defense that was just right there. Surprised they didn't call the travel before they called the potential out of bounds.
Starters for the Tigers: Braxton Berry, Dean Balo, Jacob Harvey, Jacob Millhouse, and Ty Williams. Dean Balo's second game at home this year. Suffered an injury that kept him out for a chunk of the season, but now he's back. Harvey doesn't take the three. Balo will. Bounces off the rim. Foul's going to be called.
It's definitely going to be on Jalen Ned, who was boxing out as Ty Williams was jumping to get the rebound.
Centenary starters: Craig Collier, Jalen Ned, Quentin Beverly, Carolyn Powell, and Jacoby Greenleaf. Balo goes in, then back out. They find Williams at the top of the key. His pass is tipped and taken away. Powell runs down the court. Collier looking for an open Gent. Gets it into Ned. Back outside. Three is up, but too short for Quentin Beverly. Get ready to see that, because Centenary is a team that takes quite a bit of threes. Coach Smith telling me if they start going in, they're going to be troublesome. He called threes contagious.
Yeah, they are. We saw it in the women's game.
Ty Williams opens up the scoring here in this one. Nice little acrobatic finish. Collier weaves in between the two Jacobs on the Trinity side. Beverly back to Collier. Powell back to Collier. Collier drives in the paint. Shot from the elbow. Falls. High bounce off the back of the iron. Goes in.
Good recognition. Knew he couldn't get all the way to the rim, so he pulled up maybe about 8 feet away from the basket.
Millie can't shake Greenleaf right now. Has to defer it to Harvey. Back to Millie. Millie drives in, loses the ball. Will stay Tiger ball. Coach Smith for the Tigers also telling me that Centenary plays completely differently to how Ozarks plays. Just a completely different defensive look.
Most definitely. I feel like the Ozarks pushed physicality yesterday, which led to a lot of unwanted turnovers.
Inbounding, it doesn't go so well for the Tigers. Collier comes away with it. Can't beat his man, and that's going to be Tiger ball. Tried to get it to Jalen Ned, but just too close for comfort. Tigers deciding who's going to inbound it. Beat Balo. Balo finds Ty Williams. Back to Balo. Balo dealing with Powell. Will not deter him from crossing the timeline. Hands it off to Jacob Millhouse to Harvey. On the near side, foul's going to get called. Away from the ball, I assume.
That's going to be on Powell.
Balo ready to inbound it.
Number 14, Conrad Powell is first, team foul number 2.
Balo drives in thanks to the screen from Braxton Berry. His shot tipped in the air, but Balo gets his own miss. Balo spins around, drives in again, gets it to Berry, can't finish it off, but potentially another offensive board. It will be, but a travel going to get called. Just a tough position for Ty Williams to be in. He had another man under him.
Yeah.
Makes it hard to keep your footing straight. Driving in, Powell steps back. Now Beverly, top of the key, kicked out to Craig Collier on the 3-meter line for volleyball. He got it into Greenleaf. He tried to get back out to Powell, but a bit too much heat on that pass. Greenleaf in the paint loses the ball right in the hands of Ty Williams.
Ty just stripped it.
2-2. Another low-scoring start in Calgar Gym. Dean Balo, open three, doesn't go. Quentin Beverly taking it in. Stopped short of the arc, thought about a three, but Milhouse came to confront him on that. Beverly inside, the jumper, no good. It's tipped up, taken by Dean Balo. Balo shakes off Quentin Beverly. Harvey, three is up, but too strong. Second chance, foul drawn. Really back and forth without a whistle.
Letting him play.
Nearly 4 minutes in, it is 2-2. Saw yesterday a very low scoring start for the men's game against University of the Ozarks. We went through like the first 5 minutes with no points.
It wasn't until Conrad came in and he kind of started everything for the Tigers. I think there was one or two. There was never a lead change, was there, yesterday? Because they went on like a 20-5 run. Was there a lead change?
No. Maybe very early on.
I was about to say, I was like super early on, but other than that, I don't think anything else.
Yeah, I don't think.
They maintained the lead to the rest of the game. Obviously, they won.
After that run, the Tigers didn't lose the lead.
Yeah. Well, it's a hard deficit to come back from. You're down by 15 at one point. They try to crawl their way back. I think got as close as, what, 6 at one point in that second half. I couldn't finish it out.
Zach Fenn in for the Tigers, alongside Grant Jacobs. Free throws were made, so Trinity up by 2. Greenleaf on the Tiger head, gets it to Collier. Collier now down to Quentin Beverly. Beverly passing it to his right to Collier. He dishes it in to Jacoby Greenleaf at the elbow. Back out for Beverly. His three is up and good. Quentin Beverly gives the Gents the lead. Braxton Berry trying to drive in, trying to muscle it. Back out to Balo. Three is up. Three is good. A 3 for a 3. Dean Balo responds.
Great shot by Dean Balo. Went 0 for 2 for his first shots. Came back with some confidence from the left wing, and we're about to head into a timeout.
7-5. We'll send it down to our third member of the crew, Caleb Reed. Caleb, what are you seeing on the court?
Well, guys, you guys have already touched on it a couple of times. Centenary really loves shooting the 3-ball. They're a team that loves living basically behind the arc, kind of live and die by the 3-ball. Whenever I got to speak with Grant Jacobs before the game, he mentioned they shoot a ton. Perimeter defense is going to be huge later on today. Obviously, of course, early on today, but also all throughout the game. That's something that they're going to have to really be focusing on. Also, one thing to note, Quentin Beverly, the man who just gave Centenary the lead before then Trinity took it back. He led the team last night in points with 17 in their loss to Shriner. However, in those 17 points, he made 3 three-pointers, attempted 16 shots from outside beyond the arc. So, again, as Coach Smith said, you can, Centenary really loves shooting, and if they can start hitting a few more of those, they can be a really dangerous team for the Trinity Tigers defense to try and go up against.
Thank you, Caleb. Centenary, a team averaging 27 3-point attempts per game. So they're going to chuck it whenever they can.
Hey, you miss all the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
It's a big quote somewhere.
Beverly gets it in to Collier. Back to Beverly. Tiger defense pressing up a little bit, but Centenary able to drive down the court. Collier moving with the ball, throws it across court to Quentin Beverly. He drives in, looking for an open teammate, finds Collier. Grant Jacobs couldn't deflect it. His shot doesn't go.
Great defensive possession by the Tigers. They're really trying to run everybody off the line, and when they are shooting a shot, it's going to be highly contested. The last shot that was just taken on that right short corner, I think there was 3 maroon jerseys around him.
That ball was deflected and went off of the SCAC banner. One of the highest deflections that we've seen yet. We almost had one go onto the second floor earlier in the year. If it were volleyball, that ball would have ended up on the 3rd floor. Zach Fenn gets it into Harvey. Beverly keeping a close watch on Harvey. Grant Jacobs spins around, dishes it out to Balo. Balo backs up. Balo trying to beat Greenleaf, having a difficult time of it. Oh, good dodge.
Wow.
Buzzer beating for Dean Balo. That was clean. He hit the spin move on Jacoby Greenleaf. But a quick response is good for Centenary. Jalen Ned. 9-8. Harvey goes to the corner to Dean Balo. Balo trying to move in, but stopped by Ned. 1-point gap between Trinity and Centenary. Another dogfight in the SCAC. Foul will be drawn.
Beverly is looking at his teammate. I think I heard it from here, even with the headphones. He said, why? Why would you come in for secondary help? He's like, I had him off the block. Bronson and Carter Rook are looking to check in as they head to the table.
First free throw from Barry is good. The aforementioned Carter Rook will head in. Bronson staying at the table. And for Centenary is Nicholas Addison. Second free throw from Barry is good. Bronson coming in for Barry. Had to wait until Barry was done shooting the free throws. Centenary coming off one of their best seasons in recent memory, winning the SCAC tournament that they hosted. Centenary is very good under the Golden Dome. Under the rim is Ned, kicks it back out. Collier dodges a man, shoots the 3, it's good!
Wow.
Those threes are contagious, and Craig Collier has caught the 3-point bug. Harvey moves to his right, out to his left, lobs it up for Will Bronson. His quick shot doesn't go, tried to lay it in. Opportunity for Centenary. It's 11-11 in the first half. Collier having to work against Grant Jacobs. Kicks it back out to Beverly to his left. Now inside. Ned's short shot, bit too strong. Harvey and the Tigers working quick. Harvey tries it himself, gets blocked. Will Bronson gets blocked. Back-to-back blocks from the Gents. Corner 3 is up, but no good. The attempt from Trent Thomas, no good. Number 12. Bronson spins around his shot. Too much traffic in front of Bronson. Beverly weaves his way through the defense. Tried and kiss it high off the glass, but doesn't go in. Zach Fenn.
It's been a lot of early shot possessions.
Zach Fenn almost lost it, but kept control. Now Harvey.
Call that one a charge on Bronson. He was moving a little bit as he gave the handoff to Harvey.
So the Tigers offensively starting to stutter a little bit. Rob Conrad on the court for Trinity. Ty Williams makes a return.
So does Jacob Millhouse for Zach Finn.
Centenary trying to take the lead here. Nice pass inside. Addison spins around, finds Beverly. Quick three is up, but just a bit shy.
For Trinity, those are shots that you do want to see, even though it was a three. It was a highly contested three and a couple feet off the line.
Find Bronson in the paint again. Kick back out to Rook. Ty Williams drives in, goes back out. Now in again in the paint. Try to get it to Bronson, but the ball taken away by Collier. Once again, a lot of great defense by the Gents. Deep three, no good. And the stature of Will Bronson helping him to get that board. Rob Conrad drives in. First shot doesn't go, but he gets his own miss. Rook dodges a man, drives in, floater, no good. But a third chance, Rob Conrad can't get it. It's tipped up again. But Trent Thomas finally comes away with it for the Gents.
Those are just opportunities that you have to convert on, especially when you fight so hard to get those secondary and tertiary rebounds.
Gets tie off the glass by Craig Collier. Gets the Gents the lead, 11-13. That breaks a 2.5 minute scoring drought for the Gents. Tigers scoring drought about 3 minutes now. Rook handing it to Williams. To Conrad. Some handoff games by the Tigers. Carter Rook finds Williams. He takes the three. It goes in for Ty Williams.
Ty Williams hit one yesterday too, along with Grant Jacobs.
Driving in, Jacoby Greenleaf up against
definitely
Bronson.
a travel. There we go. There's a little bit of a hesitant whistle, and I was like, if they do not call this a travel, I don't know.
Stoppage in play here. Very close game. Again, every game has been close. Really, the only game that has been close was when McMurray came here, but then it was very close when they went on the road.
Yeah, kind of what happened with McMurray and the Ozarks last night. The Ozarks missed 4 free throws, kind of what happened no, I think they went 1 for 4 in the last minute and a half last night. The Ozarks did, and then couldn't convert. I remember that was specific. And then of course, whenever they went to McMurray went 0 for 4 in free throws, and then the last was under the last minute. And then obviously Harvey got that layup. He's coming off of SCAC Player of the Week, isn't he?
Indeed he is. It's the first SCAC Player of the Week for the Tigers. Coach Fick telling me they had that play drawn up for a while. They didn't expect it to work that well. Harvey got way open. If you see a clip of it, Harvey gets the widest open I've ever seen, like an inbounds pass.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Hey, plays are designed for a reason. You do not complain about too open. It's a good thing it went in.
Yeah, Tigers definitely weren't complaining. They needed everything to go right for them in that one.
And it did, for sure.
SCAC play always tough. A lot of contenders. Anyone who makes the conference tournament this year has a shot at winning it all.
Yeah.
The first step is to get there. Tigers have good lead on the rest of their division, but want to pad the lead a little bit.
Gabe Parr is in the game now.
Carter Rook working with the ball. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Contested between a couple Gents. Ball comes out. Collier up front. Goes back out. Shot is up from Ned. It's good. Jalen Ned, the senior out of New Orleans. The transfer from Schreiner.
I feel if that was any other team, they would have opted potentially for a forced layup. But obviously, they're always looking out to the three. It's been working with them, obviously, within these first 11 minutes.
The turnover by Trinity. Deep three from Craig Collier doesn't go. Trinity got a bit of a benefit. That one, the pass was just way over the head of Ty Williams.
That's just an unnecessary one. You want to take care of the ball, maybe see what you can get in a half-court offense. You have Dean Balo, Jacob Harvey coming in. As Jacob Harvey has definitely solidified his name into being one of the best shooters, of course, at Trinity with his new record, and in SCAC. It's going to be difficult to get him open for the rest of the game, obviously for the rest of the season.
Collier. That's to his right to Quentin Beverly. Beverly going in, now back out. Rob Conrad applying pressure. Jalen Ned up, but no good. Gabe Parr handing it to Dean Balo. Balo goes across the timeline. Doesn't hand it off. Foul is going to be called.
It's number 5 for Centenary.
It's Jacoby Greenleaf, number 22. Jacoby Greenleaf as his second foul. Pass inside to Balo. Now handed off to Harvey. Harvey to Conrad. Harvey straight away 3 is up and in.
Nice.
Jacob Harvey, Captain America.
I think he just came off of a little down screen. I don't know if that was Gabe Parr, if it was Ty Williams, but good off the ball screens.
Ned gets his own miss. Trying to find a teammate. He gets Quentin Beverly. Pulls up before kicking it back out to Collier. Bounces off the iron. Trinity up by 1. It's 17-16. Harvey, wow, kind of nutmegged Ty Williams there unintentionally. Fine, Ty Williams. 3 is up, but clangs off the iron.
It's a good shot by Ty Williams. It was in rhythm. Obviously, they were coming to high hedge Jacob Harvey. He has a little disadvantage being somewhat of a shorter player, but he outlet it fast.
Send it down to Caleb Reed. Caleb, what do you got for us?
Well, guys, I wasn't able to hear a lot during that last time, just because the music was kind of a little bit loud, but I was able to overhear a few things. The team was mainly working on plays, making sure that everything was right communication-wise, kind of setup-wise. However, some of the things that I was able to overhear, teams really need to work on boxing out, keep up the energy, and also make sure to keep on applying pressure. But also, one thing that I've kind of noticed, especially whenever the ball gets down here, right in front of the Trinity, bench here. Trinity's defense is really kind of allowing quite a few holes down low. They are really working on that perimeter defense, and every time the ball does come outside, they are really kind of forcing pressure on these shots, forcing the misses that we've seen so far. And even though this is just a 1-point game, this is why Centenary hasn't sort of run away with this from outside.
Thank you, Caleb. Tigers up by 1. It's 17-16. So Trinity will head back to the court along with the Gents. Centenary coming off an NCAA tournament appearance that they got with the automatic bid from the SCAC conference tournament win. Lost to Nebraska Wesleyan in the first round. Not a good regional for the SCAC, as the Tigers also fell at home to UT Dallas. Greg Collier going up to Beverly. Finding Addison inside. Or Ned, rather. Turnover. Jacob Harvey up and in.
It's a good little foot race that went on.
Harvey maybe learning from
yesterday.
What happened yesterday.
They got demolished on the backboard yesterday.
Not only did he get blocked, he himself went flying afterwards. Gabe Parr thought he had a clean block, but he'll get called for the foul.
Of course, the student section pretty angry with that call. I thought it was a clean block. Obviously, I'm pretty sure that they're calling it based on the body. If one hand was down, it's pretty much going to be an automatic foul, even if it was just barely touching the offensive player.
Jalen Ned. First free throw is good. Ned will wait the second free throw. Taking a breath. all the concentration, gets him a perfect trip to the line. Nothing can shatter his mental. Dean Balo goes to Harvey on the near side. Tosses it into Ty Williams. Spinning around, trying to beat Ned, but Ned remaining too pesky. Hands it to Gabe Parr. Parr's spin shot doesn't go, but Rob Conrad comes away with the ball. Acrobatic play, Balo's shot is up. Oh, rattles in and out. Harvey's second attempt doesn't go. A third attempt, foul drawn by Gabe Parr.
Wow. That entire possession, I was kind of like jumping out of my seat. Great job by Rob Conrad, diving to the floor. Showed great hustle. Obviously gave it up to, who did he ended up giving up to? I think he was it Ty for a second or was Gabe? But good effort. And he just banks it. All right, a point's a point.
20-18. Balo.
The last time I saw a banked free throw.
That one doesn't go for the Tigers. Have a substitution waiting in the wings, but be a moment before Javon Tolliver can get on. Collier inside now, back out to Quentin Beverly. Beverly spins around near the top of the key. Back to Collier, running to his left now, backing up inside to Addison. Addison out to Collier, dodges his man. The shot is up and a swish. Tie game, 20-20. Effective job at dodging Jacob Harvey.
I feel like the Gents are doing a really good job at recognizing when they can get all the way to the basket, when they can get a 1-2 pull-up.
Gabe Parr's attack falters. Quentin Beverly trying to shoulder his way in. Can't get it past Rob Conrad. In the corner, Trent Thomas trying to get it into Ned. Called tie ball. So Trinity will get the ball back. Javon Tolliver and Braxton Berry come on. Ty Williams will head back to the bench. Be Balo to inbound it.
Who else sat out?
I was looking to see, but
Oh, Gabe Parr.
yeah, Gabe Parr. Parr, one of the players last year who missed the entire season due to injury, so it's good to see him play a lot more this year. And a big tumble.
Calling out a jump. Great Gents ball.
That's where Braxton Berry takes the toughest tumbles ever, but he always gets up.
He does.
Like, he got like almost judo throwed there. 20-20. A lot of grit in this Tiger team. And that pass missed everybody.
Yep.
Oh, still 20-20. Tigers get the ball back.
It's one of those big size from the Gents. You worked really hard for that jump ball, and you kind of just threw it away moments after you just crossed half court.
Balo handing it to Berry on the straightaway. Now Conrad back to Berry. Berry goes in. Ball turned over. It's up and in for Trent Thomas. Tigers working quick. Rob Conrad will try it himself, draws the foul.
One of the most dangerous things you can see in the wild is Rob Conrad in transition. He's very quick with the ball. Great ball handling skills. I don't know what he's listed as for height. Only 5'11", but he can slam it down with authority in open court.
Yeah, he's got a vertical, that's for sure.
He's only a freshman. Definitely doesn't play like it.
One of the two freshmen that Coach Smith has really trusted.
Bronson is the other one that I would say.
Both of them have played in every game this season for the Tigers. They provide a big impact on this team. 22-22, Tigers in the bonus. Collier getting it to Thomas. Thomas goes in. Kick back out. Addison's shot is up, and a swish from Nicholas Addison.
There's just shooters all across the board for Centenary. Mid-range, beyond the arc. It's hard to leave anybody open. Another jump ball. I'm pretty sure this will maintain within the Trinity possession. They're going to take it out on our far sideline.
Yeah, Balo got swarmed by 2 Centenary players.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't get the ball away from himself.
Realize they're doing that with a lot of our smaller guards. When there's a handoff with any big, they're hedging pretty high, as you see right there. So Braxton Berry, being the screener, his defender, as we call a high hedge. Usually they go and help for a minute and then kind of go back to their man if there is secondary defense. But obviously it's working pretty well right now.
Turnover by the Tigers. Takes points off the board. Jackson Lawson in for Trinity, number 21. It's 22-24. To his right, Collier. Up to Beverly, back down to Collier. Now inside, Addison. Shot is up, no good. Second attempt, foul is going to get called.
Down's going to be on, call that one on Tolliver.
So a stoppage in play. Both sides will talk things over. Coach Smith talking with an official. Not agreeing with the whistle being blown there. And see some highlights on your screen, but Coach Smith will have to go back and talk to his huddle.
Biggest points right now too, or at least from what I'm seeing, is just maintaining possession of the basketball. They're kind of tossing it away before a shot even goes up and picking up their dribble in a lot of unnecessary spaces. So the moment that I talked about earlier, whenever one of the post players, defenders, like someone who was guarding Braxton Berry, ends up high hedging, maintain your dribble out of it, because as soon as you stop it, they're just swarming. And it's worked within these last couple possessions, but taking care of the ball is gonna be really vital.
Centenary's head coach, Chris Dorsey, of course, led the Gents to the NCAA tournament last season, wanting to head back there. At this point for the Gents, it is going to be conference tournament championship or bust for them. I don't see any way for them to get an at-large at this point. There's too many losses. Tigers are kind of on the edge of that boat of being eligible for an at-large bid or needing to win the conference championship. I'm not sure if we'll ever be, the Tigers are gonna get comfortably inside that range. It may happen, but Tigers would have to run the table, which they could, but in the SCAC, it is so difficult to go undefeated in SCAC play.
Yeah. We have some substitutions that came in out of that timeout. Jackson Lawson. Who else did we have? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Jackson Lawson entered the game.
First free throw, no good. So still a 2-point gap. That one's good. So 1-for-2 trip, 3-point gap. Rob Conrad, the ball handler this time, trying to beat his man. To Lawson, back to Conrad. Conrad trying to win with speed. Kick to Balo. Balo drives in. The ball doesn't roll though. Opportunity for Centenary to extend the lead. Quentin Beverly handing it off to Trent Thomas. Now to Craig Collier. Over everybody to Jalen Ned. Ned working against Lawson, trying to strong arm his way in. Back out to Thomas. Jalen Ned, shot up and good. Good movement of the ball by the Gents.
I mean, it was just great offensive possession for them. They hit the paint, obviously got everybody involved arc-wise. They're trying to run them off the line right now, which is that's what my response would be too after them hitting so many threes early on. But it just seems like they have a response to everything. When you do run them off the line, they're hitting mid-range jumpers, or they're getting to the paint, waiting for a Tiger defender to step up and just shuffle passing it like we just saw.
Max Sprott looking to check in. Timeout called by the Tigers. I think a good one from Coach Jimmy Smith. Things for the Tigers right now have just kind of grinded to a halt. They haven't made a shot in almost 5 minutes. Even though they're in the bonus, they haven't gotten a foul in a while either to head to the line.
Something that we're not used to seeing. Well, it's very different from yesterday's game when they had a combined, I think by this time, both teams were already in double bonus, if not one of them in, you know, singular bonus and the other one in double bonus. But it was just a much more physical game yesterday. And when you're not finding time, or you're not finding opportunities, excuse me, to get to the free throw line and potentially just see 1 or 2 baskets go in, it's a little difficult when you're having a drought like this.
So, of the starters for Centenary, Craig Collier, a transfer from Hendricks, Jalen Ned, a transfer from Schreiner, and Jacoby Greenleaf, a transfer from Dean. There's a lot of transfers on this starting lineup for the Gents. Back onto the court. Of course, Schreiner, a fellow SCAC school. Hendricks will be in the SCAC next year, I believe. Travel called. Just held the ball without a dribble for too long. Lawson was in a bit of a pickle. The Gents trying to work against a younger lineup on the court for the Tigers. Beverly.
It's going to be a quick foul call. I'm pretty sure that one, they called that one on Jacob Harvey. For a second there, I thought they would have called that one on Max Brott.
2 minutes, 48 seconds left in the first half. Gents up by 5. Put it on the Tiger head. Collier, straightaway 3. Too strong, gets his own rebound, drives it in. Had to save it a little bit. Trent Thomas's 3, no good. But they're trying those threes. Conrad weaves through the traffic. And a defensive driver gets some offense on, 27-24. A strong pass. Jalen Ned's finish is good. But quick in transition were the Gents there.
He saw their numbers and took advantage of it.
Harvey handing it off. Sprott to Lawson. Just in, spinning around. That'll be good for Javon Tolliver.
Great move. You know, it's really hard for some of our centers here to find themselves in a one-on-one situation because there's already secondary defense. Every time you turn around, there's always someone there, but it was good recognition, good finish by Tolliver.
The layup missed. It went around the world and out. So maybe a break for the Tigers. Harvey, ball in his hands. Tigers could potentially try and tie it with a 3. Harvey's 3 gets blocked, but offensive board. Sprott hesitates, throws it back out to Conrad. Pulls up from the free throw line, no good. Still 3 points between the Gents and the Tigers. Collier having to deal with Harvey. He'll pass it up to Quentin Beverly. Now back down to Collier. And Collier yelling, timeout, timeout, timeout. The official just, I guess maybe not hearing, or
No.
took a while for him to blow the whistle. 59.9 seconds left in the first half.
We're only down by 3. We definitely lead the rebound count. I think it was based off of a couple possessions earlier on where we had 2 or 3 rebounds, but we couldn't convert on them. Shots just aren't going in right now. Honestly, shot selection in general, I think has just been better on the Gent side.
The Tigers, despite being in the bonus for quite a while now, they have not gone to the free throw line.
No.
In what feels like forever now.
Yeah. But I don't think that's stopping them from not getting to the basket. Conrad had a really strong take in transition. I know a couple possessions before that, Dean Balo had a right side baseline drive. I don't know if they're looking for the foul specifically, but they're not converting it on it either. I feel like just nothing is clicking right now.
Gents have to work a little bit to get it in. Collier splits the defenders again. He's used that move a couple times. Quentin Beverly's three, just a bit too strong. Fenn gets the rebound. Ty Williams with a nice box out. Williams drives in, little Euro action. Foul, but doesn't go in.
And that's announcer flair, because we just talked about getting fouled.
Ty Williams, his first trip to the free throw line. Grant Jacobs will be ready to check in. And we will have a stoppage of play. Somebody called a timeout.
Not sure who. I'm assuming, was it Coach Smith? I don't know.
Yeah, so I didn't see a signal either way. Maybe the officials.
Okay.
This may be officials review.
For what?
It's a great question, but one of the officials is moving over. Oh, there might be something on the floor, maybe.
A wet spot potentially.
Yeah. Yeah. I think blood on the floor. Because usually when you have no music, it's not a timeout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're pointing to a spot and they're looking at it. I remember, it was a couple weeks ago, there was some team saying that we had a leak in the roof.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that ended up being true, but
No.
Return on Valentine's Day, Friday, February 14th, taking on Texas Lutheran.
now they'll
February 14th, Tiger women play 5:30
clean the blood off the floor.
and 7:30 p.m.
Of course, Centenary in there.
Look
White
at
jersey.
Chris, the trainer, putting in some elbow grease.
Both sides having to wait patiently. .7 seconds left in the half.
It's like a free timeout for everybody to kind of reconvene, see what they want to do before Williams heads to the line.
And it seems like it's Addison right now who's being tended to. Looks like maybe he got a cut on his hand.
Ty Williams at the line.
And yep, they're having to clean some more blood off the floor. Remember, I think it was a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, but no, it was a year ago. There's like a Hardin Simmons player or a Concordia player who swapped jerseys like 3 different times.
Because of blood.
Well, he was listed as one number. He came on as another number, and then he switched jerseys to another number. Like in 2 separate games. It was very confusing. I didn't call that game. I know, but Luke Terry did. I was listening in.
The iconic Luke Terry.
Looks like everything is orderly on the court. So what will go down as an unofficial timeout. Ty Williams. We'll see if the stoppage in play has iced him. And perhaps it did. First free throw doesn't go. Ty Williams, I think the most iconic player on the Tigers to wear the headband.
Yes.
He's who I think of. Dean Balo has done it recently, though.
Mm-hmm.
And now the Tigers are really pressing, but the Gents breaking it. Foul's going to get called on Carter Rook. Jalen Ned will head to the line. But good job by the Gents. They did not look very perturbed about all the Tigers up front. Stayed calm and collected. And there might be a spot on the floor that is not conducive to play. And again, we're having another pause in play.
Is that another blood spot?
Well, I don't think.
Or just a wet spot,
Yeah.
potentially?
Not very often we get stopped this much
I
for.
know. But you know what's funny? It always happens when you're about to end a half or end a quarter, go into halftime.
Line, Jalen Ned, 21.
Never fails.
Free throws for Jalen Ned. First free throw is good for Jalen Ned. Talking with Collier for a moment. 34.9 seconds, 3-point game, Centenary leading. Perfect trip to the free throw line, despite the heckling from the student section. Zach Fenn gets it across the timeline by passing it to Sprott. Back to Fenn. Now Sprott looking for a teammate. Zach Fenn. It's Ty Williams. Sprott. Long pass to Fenn. Tried to get to Rook. Instead, Sprott will take the three.
Oh.
He banks it in.
Wow.
Deep bank shot for Max Sprott.
It had like no arc on it. It just went straight for the backboard.
1 point game again, and a block at the end. Ty Williams
At the half, the score is
blocked and bodied Jalen Ned.
Wow. Quite the exclamation point to head out of that half.
That was an emphatic statement at the end there. So we're going to quickly head down to Caleb Reed, who has head coach Jimmy Smith on the floor with us.
Okay, so Coach, first off, shooting for us has kind of been a little bit tough today. What are you guys going to be telling other players going into the locker room to try and kind of heat up after going so cold?
I mean, I don't know. We've got really good shooters. Dean, Harvey are two of the best shooters this program has seen. It's not just them, but we need those guys to make shots. They're good players. They're great shooters. Like, we just need them to make shots. We've got a ton of stuff right around the rim. Layups we're missing free throws. Like, we got to relax and just make some shots.
And on the defensive side, you guys have done a great job of kind of limiting their offense, both on the outside and also down low. What has kind of allowed you guys to get so much pressure on them basically throughout the entire game?
Yeah, I mean, the guys are playing really hard. I mean, they're active defensively. We're doing a good job. We hold someone at 31 points. Like, you should be ahead at halftime. So we just got to keep our defensive intensity and our effort focus on the scout. Then we just, like I said, we got to get some balls to go in the basket for us.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Caleb.
Thank you, Caleb. For the Tigers, Ty Williams has led the team in scoring with 6 points. Low scoring first half for Centenary. Jalen Ned, 14 points. He has been leading the way for the gentlemen. We will take a break on the Tiger Network, about 14 minutes. We'll come back for the second half. We'll see what adjustments head coach Jimmy Smith and Chris Dorsey make in the locker room. Join us in 13 and a half minutes.
Every morning, we rise, ready to meet our human potential, to take that next incremental step, to do the hard work that changes. Set in our preparedness and confidence in that moment when you know, I've got this. And then we rise. Each of us, all of us. We rise as passions coalesce in research, art, athletics, and beyond. We rise to the challenge of inquiry and discovery through undergraduate research and hands-on learning. We rise through the personal attention of a small college fueled by large university resources. We rise to the need for listening across differences, teaching the art and the act of conversation. We rise to the sounds of a vibrant, diverse, and culturally rich city, and we reflect it. At Trinity University, we recognize that you are here because you are ready to rise. And through a love of learning and a life of learning, we will challenge you to always reach beyond the horizon. Because your future awaits.
Welcome back to the Tiger Network. I'm Reed Rosales, joined by Annika Sainz as we head into the second half of Centenary versus Trinity. The Gents are up 31-30 over the Tigers. Starters are the same for both sides, and Quentin Beverly inbounded it to start us off. Beverly, nice pass inside to Jacoby Greenleaf. Three is up, but no good for Beverly, board by Millhouse. Tigers are moving quick. Dean Balo moves to his right. Collier up front to provide pressure. Gets it to Ty Williams, steps back. Can't get the handoff off. Now inside, Braxton Berry almost missed it. Harvey's three is up and good. Jacob Harvey.
I know. From his little jinx right there. I mean, Jimmy Smith said it best when he was in that halftime interview with Caleb. People like Dean Balo and Jacob Harvey, they're getting some shots. They just got to convert them.
Shot rolls out. Harvey almost just pulled up and shot it. Instead, he'll defer to somebody, to Millhouse. Millhouse spins around, to spin again. Can't get the shot. Braxton Berry will get fouled.
Looks like he was going up to shoot, but I don't know if they're going to keep it on the floor. They will.
Third foul on Jacoby Greenleaf. Be Harvey's job to find one of his teammates. Gets it to Berry, back to Harvey. Millhouse catching it with one hand. Harvey thought about a deep three. Can't find an open shot, just really deep three, and he got it.
Gosh.
He had the tallest gent in front of him, and he shot it over him.
Wow.
Quick timeout called. I think you need to after something like that happens.
Jacob Harvey can often go on these little, I don't want to say tangent, but sometimes these moments where he's really feeling it. We saw it a couple games back here in CalGuard. I think he made like 3 threes in less than 30 seconds. And obviously after he made this last three, kind of looked at the student section, gave a little nod of approval, found himself back into a timeout call. It's what you have to do if you're the Gents coach right now.
Yeah, and that was definitely not an open three.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah. 6'4", Jacoby Greenleaf was right in front of Harvey.
Let's do this. With his hand up too, it was a highly contested shot.
Just regular Jacob Harvey things.
Yeah, I mean, he's feeling it. When you're a shooter and you're feeling hot, you're obviously gonna test it.
Back on the court, Jacob Harvey has earned the nickname Captain America for his appearances on Team USA back-to-back years. He's made some game-winning shots in his career, a lot of them. I think if I had to choose a favorite, the one he had against Clark in Las Vegas was very impressive.
Yeah. Oh, that's a travel. Jacob Harvey took a pretty hard tumble whenever he was going for that ball.
Williams will inbound it. Centenary applying pressure up front. Get it to Millhouse easily, though. Not a Balo. Balo trying to get the screen, but it's always two Gents up front. Williams pierces the far side lane. His shot doesn't roll in, but he gets his own miss. Second chance goes.
Great job by Ty Williams. I mentioned this in the first half. So in the moment where Ty Williams, defender, switched on to Dean Balo, that's the moment where you have to continue to keep your dribble alive, because he found himself in a pretty bad situation, super close to the half-court line, even though it ended up in a good possession. Just one of those things you want to keep in mind.
Jalen Ned adds 2 points to his total. Jalen Ned definitely putting in some work for the Gents. Ty Williams pulls up for a shot, doesn't go in. Rolled in and out. Gents on the move. Greenleaf handing it up to Kyron Powell. Ball inside. Foul's going to get called. Jalen Ned will add some more points. He has 16 so far, leading the Gents in the scoring category.
Kind of just muscled Braxton Berry, found him in his chest plate. Got that foul.
Taking his time at the line.
Has it been 10 seconds yet?
First one goes in. Gapar will check in for Trinity. Once again for Jalen Ned. Heckling from the student section of the Tigers.
I don't know what the bird sounds are. I don't. Yeah.
Balo driving down. He finishes it and gets the and one. Dean Balo saw an opening and he took it.
They really overloaded this left side. Jacob Harvey looked like he was being a baseline runner, about to come back on the outside. Great opportunity seized by Dean Balo as he has the chance to finish out this three-point play. Potentially give him a 6-point lead.
Collier tagged with the foul. It's his first. Free throw is good. The Gents starting to lose grip on this game. Beverly, nice pass to Collier. Greenleaf drives, kicked out to Trent Thomas. Beverly to Collier. Collier, two Tigers in front of him. Now Harvey contending with Collier. He got it to Greenleaf. Collier in the far corner, has to pull in for the shot. Doesn't bounce in, a big tumble.
It's definitely going to be on Ty Williams.
Balo reaching for his face for a moment.
It's really difficult when you're guarding the Gents because you're trying to run them off the line, but you have a moment like that where they stop pretty much on a dime with the 1-2 pull-up.
Collier drives in, tries to kiss it off the glass, but no good. He gets his own miss, though. Offensive board. Beverly kicking it out to nobody. Throwing it to the bench. I think maybe misunderstanding between the Centenary players. Jacob Harvey. It's him versus Collier up front. Now it's him versus Ned. Harvey trying to get screens.
No whistle.
Contact everywhere. Harvey down to Millhouse. Gapar will drive in.
Called it. It'll be an end. Oh. Wow. Yeah. All right. Oh, I thought that they had called the charge for a quick second there because he had extended his arm.
Yeah, I did too.
That's why when he said block and then extended his arm, I thought that that meant a charge. That looked clean to me. It looked like a regular blocking foul, and I think he's gonna head to the line, but from the gesture of the ref, and it felt like a pretty aggressive, I don't know, we'll get confirmation on that. Is it true? Is it just a regular blocking foul?
And one.
Yeah, all right, so Gabe Parr will head to the line.
Foul number 3 on Ned. Definitely not what you want to see if you are the Gents. Since Ned has 18 points. That is a little over half the points for the Gents. A little under half, rather. Jacoby Greenleaf also at 3 fouls. He's been a good presence on the court for the Gents. Might not score points, but he is an opposing figure. Although Jacob Harvey, opposing figures don't really do much for him, I suppose. 11 points for Harvey this weekend. He has passed assistant coach Sterling.
Yeah.
We'll keep moving on up. Harvey is working his way up the ranks in terms of points. Imagine it'll just keep rising and rising and rising. Next 4 games against TLU and Southwestern. Hope to accrue some more points against those teams as well. It's a farewell to the SCAC for the Tigers last year before they moved to the SAA. Parr finishes the 3-point play. Collier trying to motion Greenleaf, gets it to him. Jacoby Greenleaf trying to beat the defenders. They find Beverly open, and he scores! Quentin Beverly. 44-38, Tigers lead. Harvey shoots off the rim, kicked back out. Harvey will try it again, and it goes! Jacob Harvey.
Wow. Great second chance opportunity collected by Dean Balo. And Harvey kind of knew he was open for a little bit.
Harvey has done it again, folks. Greenleaf pulls in. One-hander is good.
Thought that may have been a travel too, as Coach Smith kind of motioned for it as well. But nonetheless, good finish.
Balo will jump pass over to Gabe Parr. Hand off to Balo. Balo to the baseline. Nice pass to Ty Williams. It'll say Tiger ball. I think Williams wanting a foul to be called.
Yeah.
But no dice. Nicholas Addison will head on for Centenary. They find Harvey. Quick 3 is up and good! Jacob Harvey again.
Wow. Just wow. I think it came off of a double stagger screen. I'm pretty sure he was the inbounder. And he just found himself pretty open at the top of the key.
17 points for Jacob Harvey. My, oh my. Short jumper no good for the Gents. They're down by 10. 5 for 8 from downtown for Harvey tonight. Kicked back out. Ty Williams tries to go for the slam. Can't quite get it. Beverly, 3 is up, but no good. Saved by the Gents. Open 3 for Collier, in and out. The ball is loose. Who will come away with it? The Gents have it.
Travel, yeah.
Travel called.
And Ty Williams just all over this floor.
And the Gents not happy with the call. Collier especially not happy. Talking with one of the officials. Ten-point gap, 50-40.
I can only imagine how loud this gym would have gotten if Ty had slammed it.
That would have been crazy. Braxton Berry hands it to Harvey. Oh man, you can see he wants to take the 3. But they find Balo in the far side corner. He drives in. They find Harvey. Contested 3's up, but no good. Balo trying to throw it up. No whistle. It's going to be Gent ball. The smart play by Addison to swipe it off of Ty Williams' feet.
There's a lot of physicality in that last possession.
I could have only imagined how loud the gym would have gotten if Harvey made that 3.
I don't even think he really set his feet for that shot.
The one over Jacoby Greenleaf was ridiculous, but that one would have just been out of here. In and out. Can't rattle it home for Quentin Beverly. Tigers moving quick. Dean Balo into Ty Williams. Spinning around. Draw the foul.
Yeah.
The foul that the Tigers have been looking for, I think. Harvey is either near or is nearing to pass Rich Skeen in terms of career points. Skeen finished with 1249, 12th all-time for the Tigers. First free throw doesn't go for Ty Williams. It's the most points by a Tiger in a career since Robert Kitzinger scored 1,415 in his career from 2010 to 2014. Of course, Harvey passed Kitzinger for the three-point made record. Ty Williams goes Dutch at the charity stripe, 51-40. Jalen Ned. A lot of contention up front by the Tigers again. They don't want the Gents to come back in this one. Collier backs out. Beverly to Collier. He's working in. And that pass intercepted by Harvey in the right place. He handing it off to Millie. Millie in. Balo. Pass it back out to Millie. Had to really corral it there. Almost went across the timeline. Millie does it himself. He scores.
Faked a little handoff. Obviously split between all those defenders. Extended out for those 2 steps. High basketball IQ play by Jacob Millhouse. They're playing pretty high too. Honestly, right there, backdoor cut would have worked, I think, fine as well. But good read nonetheless.
We'll send it down to Caleb Reed for a sideline report. What do you got for us, Caleb? Looks like we might be having some technical difficulties, so we'll keep it with us. A 6-0 run for the Tigers over the past 2 minutes. Scoring drought of 3 minutes for Centenary. You can see the Tiger shooting percentage has improved. They came into this half shooting under 30. Now they're shooting 37. Really winning the rebound game.
Yeah, and I think it's thanks to players like Ty Williams, who have been all over those boards. Trying to see who else led in rebounds. Zach Fenn in that first half too. Gabe Parr being a big reason as well.
For Centenary, 3 players with 3 fouls. Jalen Ned, Nicholas Addison, and Jacoby Greenleaf. Still got a bit to play here, so just something to keep in mind. Tigers have only committed 7 fouls this game, so nobody really in any severe foul trouble.
Yeah, and 3 out of those 5 players, well, excuse me, in the first half, only 7 players checked in for Centenary, which is pretty much half of your squad that's already in foul trouble.
Coach Smith praising the depth that this Tiger team has as they get the ball back. Saying that as the game goes on, he thinks that the depth of the Tiger bench will prove superior.
I feel like that's the same thing that happened within the women's game as well. The depth of the bench just is crazy.
Foul's gonna get called there. Quick whistle be on Collier, I believe.
I think that's sending Millie to the line.
The first foul put on Collier.
Foul number 0, Greg Collier is first.
Tigers up by 13.
Foul number 5, at the line for 2, Jacob Millhouse.
So Millie, 2 for 2 from the line today. Bounces off the rim and out. Good turnout here in Calguard Gym. Student section has filled up nicely. Free throw is good. It's a 1 for 2 trip for Jacob Millhouse.
Had a good student section yesterday as well.
Some tight passing done by the Gents. Ned driving in, can't get it. Second chance, Jacoby Greenleaf. The big man flew in. 54-42. Millhouse trying to drive in again, spins around. Balo wanted to take the deep 3, thinks better of it. Millie goes in, gets called for the charge. Centenary. They'll get the ball back. Tigers have 10 points off turnovers. Centenary has 6. Not as big of a stat as it was in the women's game.
No, was that 40 points
Yeah,
collected off of turnovers?
yeah, the Tigers were getting oodles of points off of turnovers. Collier splits defenders again to Beverly. Short jumper is good. 54 to 44. Balo crosses the timeline. Doesn't hand it off to Zach Fenn. Instead, he'll drive through the baseline. Harvey sidesteps, takes the 3. It's good. Jacob Harvey again. 20-point performance tonight.
He's just heating up. 11 minutes basically left in this game. He's pump faking everybody. They're falling for it. And he's sidestepping and just shooting.
Jacob Harvey is an insane player, to say the least. It's been a pleasure to watch him for all 4 years. Collier gets it in. Now driving. Shot is up and good for Nicholas Addison. Balo tries it himself. Can't get it. And Jacoby Greenleaf comes away with the board. Quick passing. Beverly's shot. Get fouled.
If I'm being quite honest, I don't know if it was because Braxton Berry was within the charge circle, but I felt like that was potentially the same call that was on that other side when Dean Balo attacked the rim.
6 threes for Jacob Harvey. He's had a couple in his career. Of course, he's tied the single game record twice by shooting 9.
Wow.
Did it against Pomona. He also did it against Centenary the same season.
Zach Austin will check in for Jacob Milhouse.
And Beverly gets both the free throws. Single-digit game in Calguard. Balo stops. Harvey wants to take the 3 again. It said Balo will. On the putback, that'll be good.
First couple seconds that Zach Austin's in the game. Immediate impact, right place at the right time.
Collier handed up to Ned. Back to Collier, inside to Greenleaf. Near side lane, his shot is good. Oh, Zach Fenn to Harvey in the corner, dodges his man. The 3 is up, just a bit short. Ooh, a heavy fall.
It's gonna be on Braxton Berry. I don't know how many he has.
Be Barry's 3rd. That was one of those falls where kind of went slightly. Never feels good to fall on the floor.
No.
But Gents will try and use this opportunity to cut into the lead further. Addison spinning around. The shot is in. He rolled it. Harvey trying to keep up the momentum that he has. Fenn can't drive it in, but they find Zach Austin.
Wow. Great little slip by Zach Austin. And of course, Zach Fenn knew where he was going to be going. Zach Austin with immediate impact. 4 points. Probably the last, minute and a half.
onto the free throw line, which is a bit of a shame for Centenary because he's their best free throw shooter. Shoots about at a 90% clip.
Got some new faces for the Tigers. Carter Rook, Rob Conrad.
Deep three doesn't go. Centenary, it is very much live and die by the three-point ball. Right now, it's not falling their way. Conrad hands it to Rook in the far corner. Now to Barry inside. He splashes the paint. Can't get the ball into the bucket. Zach Fenn thought he had it ripped out, but he's going to get called for the foul.
Wow. I really don't know about that one.
Yeah.
I really do not know about that one. That felt like a clean rip.
Student section was upset. Fenn almost got another steal there. Fenn has just been racking up steals in his career. With this pace, he will break the all-time steal record. Maybe not this year, but next year if he has a similar season, he definitely will. Barry taking a swipe, but Addison muscles through, can't finish. Zach Fenn trying to get the screen from Barry. Some nifty footwork, but pulls back. Barry trying to get it to Conrad, but too much in the way. Zach Austin, nice pass to Braxton Barry.
It's gonna be a block. We're gonna take it out on the baseline.
And Centenary just really in close pursuit of every Tiger. Not much room to breathe for the Tigers.
No. Ty Williams just tapped the scores table, which means he's about to sub in.
61-52. See some highlights on your screen. Volunteer assistant coach for the Gents, Xavier Johnson and Jalen Bear. Well, the Gents led by eighth-year head coach Chris Dorsey. Dorsey has gone 65-42 in SCAC conference games in his tenure with the Gents, and he's finished 500 or better in all 7 seasons. It's a great guy to have at the helm for Centenary. Get some consistent success in the conference. Of course, winning the conference tournament a year ago. Centenary plays better at home under their Golden Dome. On the road, historically, things have been a bit rougher for the Gents. Coming off of a loss at Schreiner, 75-59. And before that weekend, they took 2 losses at Colorado College and at St. Thomas.
Yeah.
And then a tough loss against TLU at home. It has not helped their place on the standings for themselves. That traffic jam in the blue division. They're tied with Dallas, both have 4 and 5 records, needing to catch up to Ozarks and Colorado College. Tigers inbound it, find Ty Williams. Fenn backing up. Zach Austin gets it to Ty Williams. He'll get fouled.
That's gonna put him at the line. That'll be number 7.
Both sides now in bonus. So a 1-1. Coach Smith talking with Rob Conrad and Zach Fenn for a moment. Whenever it's those two up ahead, always think that it's a defensive-minded adjustment. Zach Fenn has always been the chaos creator for the Tigers. Now he has a teammate to contribute to that, because Rob Conrad is bringing all sorts of chaos of his own.
I think they just read the ball really well, and they kind of always have their hand in the ball somewhere. They're diving for it.
Jacoby Greenleaf Tries to drive in, kicks it out. Trent Thomas. Oh, his pass deflected, and Rob Conrad, it'll be a jump ball.
It's like we just talked about it. Ball will remain within Trinity possession, or change, excuse me, to Trinity possession.
Rob Conrad, he's just a scrambler. He had that one play earlier in the game where by no means should he have gotten the ball, but
No.
he moved so quick on the floor to go and get it.
Sometimes he reminds me of the Energizer Bunny.
Ty
He's always going.
Ty Williams puts back the second chance points, 65-52. Yeah, Energizer Bunny is certainly a correct descriptor.
And in that last deflection, who were the two people there that broke it up? Zach Fenn and Rob Conrad.
Carter Rook sidesteps, tries to put it up, no foul called. Couldn't draw the contact. Beverly being pursued by Zach Fenn. Things fell apart for a moment, but Gents now have a bit of a numbers advantage. Collier sidestep, three is up, but no good. Punched away. Collier into Greenleaf. His shot goes.
Didn't do too much there for Ty.
65-54. Zach Fenn. Take his time. The Tigers are looking to whittle away some clock. Reverse layup by Ty Williams. He has really stepped up his game this weekend.
He has. Had some significant minutes. I know Christian Green is out right now, but he's proving himself well. Good ball control. Obviously has a knack for the ball.
Three up, but three not in. It has been a bit of a cold stretch for the Gents from beyond the arc, but Rob Conrad, he's just starting to heat up, 69-54.
The way that he can just elevate is absolutely insane.
He is a player that flies, that's for sure. Ball nearly lost. Beverly trying to drive in, can't do it. Collier backs up. Rob Conrad, that pressure up front. Pass inside to Jacoby Greenleaf. Kicked out, three is up for Trent Thomas, and it's in. Sorely needed for the Gents. Felt like it had been a while since they've hit a triple. See if that gets them what they needed. Interesting choice by the Tigers. They let the ball roll in the inbound. Fenn moves up. Back Ty Williams, no shot from the elbow, from the free throw line, in and out. Rob Conrad elevates, gets the board, and it falls on the floor, foul. Lot of contesting. Jalen Ned, that'll be his fourth foul. Rob Conrad, he elevated to get the ball from those Centenary Gents who are all taller than him.
I was about to say, he was the shortest one in that four-man pile up, and he came away with it.
Zach Fenn will take the free throws. Collier will come in.
Obviously some heckling from the
heckling from
the fan section, student section.
69-57.
Some legs got tangled up.
And Dean Balo is down. It looks like he is in some pain. We'll take a break on the Tiger Network as we hope Dean Balo is okay. Balo makes his way off the court.
This was timeout for a review.
I think Jacob Millhouse checked in for him.
The Tiger women's and men's teams return home in 2 weeks. Valentine's Day, Friday, February 14th.
We'll have a review.
Texas Lutheran. On Friday,
Do you know specifically what they're reviewing? If it was,
women's game begins at 5:30 p.m. The men's game begins at
See,
7:30 p.m.
I'm trying to take a peek down there. Officials looking at the screen. I think maybe for possession.
oh, okay.
As they look on at the replay. Both sides discussing in their huddles. Looking for something, anything physical that might have happened. So they'll leave everything as is. No changes to anything. Yeah, definitely not what anybody in this gym wanted to see. Dean Balo heading out. Come back for 5 games. He's definitely had an impact on this one as well.
Yeah, he had a good homecoming.
Zach Fenn will be the one to inbound it. As the atmosphere has kind of changed here in Calgard after that. But the game goes on. Whistle blown. And the shot clock was incorrect, so 20 seconds on the shot clock. Then throws it up for Williams. Goes up to snag it. Shot from the elbow, no good. That'll be Gents ball.
That's going to put him on the line.
That was I don't know, the inbounds pass there.
I don't know if that was intended for Jacob Harvey, who dove down
Yeah,
to
like
that left corner. And
like
he was,
get it over everybody, and Hardy
Yeah.
would take it in the back. That's what I thought it was at first. And no, that play was kind of blown.
1-1.
Quentin Beverly will take some free throws. Balo moving around on his own, heads back to the bench.
I think it was just an ankle tweak. Everybody's legs just were mixed up within each other after they were going for that ball off the free throw.
Ty Williams draw the foul.
Oh. Wow, okay. I think they're going to call it on the floor, but obviously it's going to put him at the line anyway because they're in bonus. Within the last, how many seconds is that? 14 seconds, there has been 2 fouls.
And that'll be it for Jalen Ned. That's foul number 5. He leaves with 18 points scored for the Gents. 6 rebounds, 1 assist. No blocks, no steals. A pretty significant loss for the Gents.
Yeah, especially because I don't know how many people have checked in for them this half, but that's 1/7 of your players that's gone, and a significant amount of that.
So missing some firepower. Ned had been really working the paint as well. He scored a couple of triples. 6 free throws as well. He went 6 for 6 on his free throws tonight.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. Beverly is very capable of heating up. So,
We'll see how Centenary can adjust to that. Definitely not what they want it to happen. Just so happens. Sometimes you're just in the way.
yeah.
Tigers will head back out onto the court. Top 3 teams from each division in the SCAC will make the conference tournament. The Tigers on top of their division right now, the gold division, with an 8-1 record, 2 games ahead of Shriner. They split against Shriner, 1-1 against them. Both sides won the respective home games. Meanwhile, in the blue division, Centenary sits in 5th place, 4-5, tied with Dallas. St. Thomas on top of that one, 9-0, 4 games ahead of University of the Ozarks. That point, right now, it's kind of St. Thomas's to lose over in that division. Free throw goes in. The division winners will get a bye. They'll be the 1 and 2 seed. Well, I guess it would be 1B and 1G technically, but same difference. 70-57 the score.
Do you know when senior night is?
It's not next week, but the week after that.
Okay.
Final home games. 3 is good for Quentin Beverly.
I just want to say I called that whenever they were, whenever they were in the timeout.
They're going to need him to heat up for sure. Down by 10, 3.5 minutes left. It's definitely makeable for a comeback. Millie drives in.
Wow.
Nice flip.
Great body control. I thought he was going to finish on that right side. Ended up switching in the air.
Jacob Millhouse, 7 points tonight. 3 is up. Too strong, but on the floor. Who has it? It's going to be Tiger ball. They're the Tigers who were there to potentially get the rebound. Maybe were aware that it was coming their way. Kind of fell in between them. Jacob Harvey back on the court. Of course, 6 3-pointers tonight. See if they go to him for another one. Harvey. Powell encroaching on him. Harvey will try it himself. He gets it.
Wow. High finish. I think the difference between the first half and this second half is they're not looking for the foul call. Obviously, they know that there's going to be physicality every time they go up, but they're mainly focusing on just making the basket.
Trent Thomas. Ooh.
Yeah, that was a definite foul by Ty Williams.
Yeah. I thought he almost like accidentally swiped him in the face for a moment.
Yeah.
So 3rd foul on Ty Williams. Although at this point, it's kind of doubtful that any Tiger is going to foul out.
Yeah.
74-60. You have to make both of these. First one goes. Trent Thomas's first trip to the free throw line tonight. Harvey will come up. That second one doesn't go. Brutal for the Gents. And the time is ticking. And every second rings loud. Fenn gets a bit of a screen, now drives in. Kicked out to Conrad. Find Harvey. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. We go to Ty Williams. He'll drive. Shot is up and good.
Wow. Great job by Ty Williams. Time recognition.
I think Collier wanted a charge, but unable to draw it. 3 is up and in for Quentin Beverly. Quick timeout. 76-64. Gents still believe that they can win this.
1 timeout left for each of the coaches. I don't know when the Centenary coach will want to call the next one. If they're going to want to do anything different offensively, or defensively, excuse me, because the Tigers are going to have to take it out 94 feet away from their basket. If they're going to come out with an aggressive press, it's always an option. They want to start fouling.
That's the last timeout for Centenary.
Oh, was that the last timeout? Yeah, so 1 more timeout for Trinity. I don't know if he was taken a little too early.
I think the problem is they used some of the timeouts earlier on in the game to kind of let themselves with not much to spare.
Yeah.
76-64. I think this might be the most impressive rebound margin the Tigers have had this season.
Yeah.
45-29. Usually it's pretty close. You know, some great rebounding from everybody involved. Very evenly spread too. It's been a team effort.
I think they're doing a really great job of perimeter boxing out, especially because a lot of the shots that they were shooting, least I think in the first half, were going long. So a lot of the gents would just pick it up long.
Gents back on the court, Tigers back on the court. They're ready to settle this. See who inbounds it. Everyone getting set up. It'll be Millie to inbound it for the Tigers. We'll see how aggressive things are going to get here. They get it into Jacob Harvey. Back to Fenn. Fenn trying to drive in. Gets it across the timeline. He'll try it himself, loses the ball. It'll be Gent's ball. Fenn thought that it was a Gent to be the last one to touch it. Officials
Potentially thought that he got slapped all over. I think that's what he's arguing.
128, dished in. Trent Thomas. Jets were quick. 10-point game.
That was a quick 5.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Tigers looking around like, what? But a turnover nonetheless. Dean Balo back on the court for Trinity. Good to see him back.
Braxton Berry joins them as well.
Launched back. Collier takes it. The Gents got to work quick. They're down by 10. So you'd think a quick 3 would be an order. Jacoby Greenleaf. Tigers really maintaining that presence on the perimeter, though. Beverly, contested 3 is up. Off the iron. It'll stay Gent ball. 2 seconds on the shot clock. But it'll be 20 since it hit the rim.
Looks like Grant Jacobs is about to head in too for Rob Conrad.
I think this is a must-score situation. Trying to find someone launched to Collier. I think Harvey kind of wanted to intercept it, but just let him catch it. Powell. Inside the paint. 2 points. No. Gents can't get it. And that is likely going to be the final blow. 10-point gap. Harvey just dribbling it out. Yeah, the Gents are not fouling at this point. Tigers will have to take a shot, or they can choose to just let it run out. But Balo drives in, shot from the elbow, no good. Gents move quick, no more shot clock. Powell lays it in, single-digit game. 10 seconds, but the Gents are gonna hoist up the white flag for this one. The clock ticks down. That is it. The Tigers win 2 games over the weekend. The final for this game, 76-66 over the Centenary Gents. An impressive win from the Tigers, who started out pretty slow in the first half, but they got things together and they got the team win in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of that had to do with stamina. You look back at that box score, there's so many players that checked in for Trinity, and there wasn't a hiccup between any of the lineups. So you have players like Zach Fenn, who are just a great defensive player, coming in, obviously being, you know, just a good, I'm gonna say spark off the bench too. Rob Conrad being a big part of that too. I think Jimmy said it best in that first half. Making shots is just what's gonna be, you know, the explosion of the game. And obviously we saw that with Jacob Harvey doing what he does best. I think he made, did he make all 6 of his 3s in the second half? Or did he make 1 or 2? And I don't recall. I know a majority of them came in the second half, but overall, good game. Men and women.
Well, we are going to send it down to Caleb Reed, who has a special guest.
All right, so sitting right here with Captain America himself, Jacob Harvey. Jacob, first off, you led the team with 22 points. It just felt like everything was falling for you out there tonight. Kind of, what did it feel like out there just for you from a shooting standpoint?
Yeah, it felt good. Yesterday I kind of struggled shooting the ball a little bit, so this morning it felt good to kind of get some shots up and just not really think about it and just do what I know, you know, what comes naturally. So, yeah, it felt good to make some threes today.
And shooting in the first half for you guys was really kind of off, shooting under 50%. But then as soon as you guys came out of the locker rooms, it just seemed like a switch flip. What changed in between the first and second half to where the shots just suddenly started falling for you guys?
Yeah, we had great looks in the first half, just kind of things weren't falling. And, Coach Schmidt told us at halftime, we're good players, we can make shots. So just be confident and keep shooting it. And we kind of came out and just were confident and didn't think too much about the misses and just kept shooting. So things started falling and, the lead started to grow a little bit, so it was good.
And so over the break, we weren't able to talk to you after you got to hit the 3-point record, but finally here now, about half a month later or so. Just kind of talk us through not only the moment that you finally hit that shot, but then also kind of what it means to you to kind of have your name immortalized in Trinity history forever.
Yeah, it's awesome. Not something that was originally a goal of mine to break, but as you make threes, you get closer and closer. Going your career, you get closer, and I'd hate looking at my stats in the year. Like, I don't look at percentages or makes or anything. So my parents knew where I was at, where I was close to the record, and I didn't really want to know. Just I kind of thought, when it happens, it'll happen. So it was cool to have it happen at home, and Anna Henry gave a great call on the three. So it's cool to hear from them, and it was a cool moment.
Yeah. Awesome. Congrats on the win, and thank you for the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure. Guys, back to y'all.
Thank you, Caleb. Run down some quick stats for you guys listening at home. For the gents, it was Quentin Beverly with 13 points in the second half. A good performance in the second half for Quentin Beverly. Overall, he had 16. Jalen Ned, 18 points, fouled out. Kind of a big loss for the gents late on in that game. In terms of rebounds, Trent Thomas had 5. Quentin Beverly had 5. Jalen Ned had 6, and Addison had 7. 5 assists for Jacoby Greenleaf. Good job from the big man. For the Tigers, 22 points from Jacob Harvey. 5 of those threes coming in the second half. It was just amazing job from Captain America tonight. And Ty Williams, who stepped up when the Tigers needed him, 18 points. Excellent job. 46 rebounds from the Tigers, really crashing the boards well. For Trinity, they will be heading on the road with the women. They'll be at Texas Lutheran on February 7th, 7:30 tip. Estimated 7:30 tip, just in case the women's game goes into overtime like it did last year. Then they'll be in Georgetown to play Southwestern. They sail in. That'll be a 6 p.m. estimated tip. Those should both be good games. For the gents, they'll be with their women's team at home, where they will host Concordia February 7th, a 7:30 tip. And on February 9th, a Sunday, there'll be a 2 p.m. tip against McMurray. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for another edition of the Tiger Network. I've been Reed Rosales. For Annika Science, everyone in the control room, Josh Matrigemba, who keeps us on the air, Caleb Reed. Thank you for joining us, and please, have a good night.